You are watching Ghost Hunter Joe and Friends. If you like this content, make sure to like and subscribe. Now here's Ghost Hunter Joe.
Thank you, Kim, and hello, viewers. I'm Ghost Hunter Joe, and today's video is different from all my other videos to date, as it is a review of the recently opened Ohio Museum of Horror, located in Galion, Ohio, which is just a few miles to the west of my home in Mansfield. I was joined in this adventure by my grandson Jake, shown here holding a real human skull. This is what the Ohio Museum of Horror, which opened on July 17th of this year, looks like from the outside. Though it is a three-floored building, the museum is contained to just the first floor. It is rumored that the second and third floors are haunted, even before the museum took residence with all of its spooky and macabre artifacts. If interested, there is at least one YouTube video of a paranormal investigation that was conducted at the museum. If I don't forget, I will put a link to that video in the comments to this video. I would love to conduct an investigation at the museum at some point in the future. I took this photograph of one of the display windows, which can be viewed from outdoors. It includes some actual mortician tools, of which there are plenty more inside the museum. It also includes a very large human skull. I do not believe that it is real. I believe it is plastic. Several actual human skulls can be found inside. And I'm not exactly sure what this old Bible has to do with the theme of the museum, and I forgot to ask upon my entering the museum. As with the Bible in the previous slide, I'm not sure what this old typewriter has to do with the theme of the museum. With respect to the Ouija board, there is a whole display featuring many Ouija boards inside the museum. This creepy doll displayed here was kind of misleading, in that it was the only doll in the museum, unless I missed any others, which is possible. Jake took this photograph of me holding this actual human skull, which we were told was approximately 120 years old. The museum is divided into many self-contained exhibits. This exhibit was dedicated to early funeral homes. I read an interesting narrative about funeral biscuits on a television monitor, which I did not know. And before moving on to the next slide, please notice the many and various mortician tools mounted on the wall. These are photographs that were on display of hearses parked in front of old funeral homes. Instead of pictures of hearses, I would like to see an actual vintage hearse. A funeral home in Ontario, Ohio has an old horse-drawn hearse. I've always thought that it would be better suited at a museum. Excuse me for going off topic, but I've always liked museums which include vehicles, such as old police cars, fire trucks, and military vehicles. But I digress. This interesting item is an antique infant embalming and viewing case. Unfortunately, it's about 5 feet off the ground. I wish it was displayed at waist level so patrons can get a better look at it. This is a casket for a small child. Is it morbid or unusual for me to wonder if it was used or a display model? Did someone not pay their bill, so they repoed it? This is one of many post-mortem photographs. Back in the day, it was not unusual for families to have their pictures taken one last time with their deceased members. Though it's no longer a common practice, I have some family members who still take photographs of our dearly departed in the casket. Unfortunately, these pictures do not have accompanying placards or explanations. This photograph appears to be of a mourner posing next to a deceased loved one, and a ghostly image appears to have been captured around her right shoulder. This exhibit features The Lost Boys. I guess I'm showing my age because I had to look it up when I got home. The Lost Boys is a horror comedy movie that was made in 1987. I'm guessing that the jacket here was worn in that movie, which I'm going to have to watch. This exhibit features The X-Files, which was a science fiction series that aired from 1993 to 2002. I've seen a few episodes and liked what I saw. I told myself at the time that I'm going to have to watch it once I retire and have more time. I'm currently watching Supernatural on Netflix. I'm up to season 8 out of 15 seasons. This is the museum's Ouija board collection or exhibit. Not counting the one in the front window display, I see 19 Ouija boards here. What are your feelings about Ouija boards? In June of 2021, I published a video titled My Ouija Board Story, dating back to 1973. If you haven't seen it, you may wish to. This is what Ouija boards looked like when I was younger. I'm not sure. Do they still look like this? This is Jake attempting to use one of the Ouija boards. It's saying yes. I wonder what he asked. Though O.J. Simpson was found not guilty by the criminal courts for murdering his ex-wife and her friend, he was sued and found civilly liable for their deaths and was forced to sell his sports memorabilia. This is his Player of the Year plaque. Another item in the Simpson exhibit is an autographed red boxing glove, even though he didn't box and it wasn't his glove. Serial killer John Wayne Gacy murdered at least 33 young men between 1972 and 1978. These are Gacy's mugshots on a television monitor in a museum's Gacy exhibit. Next to the monitor are some drawings of clowns he drew while in prison before he was executed in 1994. This is a slice of a human brain in a bottle. This is the skull of a Japanese soldier killed during World War II. It was a common practice at that time to take the head or other body parts as trophies or souvenirs. This is the skull of a Tibetan monk who received a sky burial. After the birds were done picking his bones clean, his skull was retained and used for rituals. This is a 19th century skull found in the Netherlands. This skull was a medical specimen from the early 1900s. This is me posing next to the Leatherface mask, autographed by the actor who played Leatherface. My grandson Jake gives the Ohio Museum of Horror a thumbs up. Like Jake, I also give the Ohio Museum of Horror a hearty thumbs up. And as with all my videos, I hope you enjoyed this video and look forward to you returning to the channel and watching and liking all of my videos. And this is Ghost Hunter Joe saying goodbye, happy hunting, and see you next time.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to smash that like button and subscribe.